Hi, I'm Joanne, and I am working on a genealogy of my brother-in-law, Bert Holl. He is of Holland, Netherlands descent, and the main focus of my search today is to work on figuring out who his maternal grandfather was. In his mother's birth certificate, it does have a name, Wilhelmus Hubertus Hendrikus Barents, but I have not been able to locate anybody by that name. So since his mother also, she was adopted, and this name is only a name on the birth certificate, I am using Bert's DNA results to try and locate other distant members of the family and see if I can find out who may be related to him on the maternal grandparents. So we're going to start with his DNA. Let me just switch over. There we go. We have Bert's DNA. I have looked at, let me start here. His DNA is 52% England and Northwestern Europe, 32% Germanic Europe, and one other regions. I'm not going to go into details of that. I'm going to dig in right away with the DNA matches. Now, I've already gone through and looked at these DNA matches, and I have created groups. These groups I have color-coded by which side of the family it goes to. So this person, Lillian Hayes, we have a common ancestor. That common ancestor is through Arnold, Albert, and Maria Elsbeth. That is, where are they? Let's view that relationship. So this is the Renssen side. You'll have to excuse my pronunciation of all these Dutch names. To be honest, in my head, I've given a lot of them sort of English version of, excuse me, how I pronounce them in my head. Anyways, so this Renssen line on my main family tree, the Renssen line has the color coding with yellow. So when I look in the, when I look in my main DNA matches, and I've added and edited groups, I've created a group for each of the 4 main lines. I've also added an additional one called Holl Baardman. That's because I believe that those 2 lines, the one that I ordinarily color with blue and the one I ordinarily color with green, there is an intermarriage somewhere up the line. So people that are in the Holl Baardman group are related to both sides. Now the Barents line is the line that we are looking for. And I've also got one here called Test Tree. That is my working copy. Those are the ones that I have already entered into my test tree, and I've done some genealogical research for those particular people. Now, if I look at this particular person, Lillian Hayes, and I check on their shared matches, I can see that there is somebody else that also shares a common ancestor. So I have also added that person to the Renssen group. And I've looked in that person's genealogy to see where they fit. So we've got some cousins there. So that gives us a little bit of a background. I've gone through a lot of these and added them to groups where I have been able to figure it out, particularly ones that I've already got common ancestors, because I have already done a lot of the genealogy on the other 3 branches of Bert's tree. Now the ones that are not in any groups are ones that I haven't necessarily been able to figure out where they fit. Either they don't have shared matches or that person didn't build a tree and upload it. Let's see. So none of these people who are shared matches with each other and with Bert, I haven't been able to locate them in any of the trees. Let's have a look at Michelle Richardson's tree. So you can see just from the names that there are multiple people who are also of Dutch descent, so that is good. I believe that this red line, the maternal grandfather, I believe that he is of Dutch descent, and so I am focusing on those ones. So hopefully at some point I will be able to find where this person fits into Bert's tree. Now, I found that there is one person in the tree. Let me see if I can scroll down and find them. There we go. Sylvia Holsoff. She has 525 people in her tree, and it appears that all of these lines are of Dutch descent. Not only that, but her shared matches are also not linked to any of my other existing lines. I want to see where Sylvia's tree intersects with Bert's. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to pause and answer the phone and do some of my day job. Anyway, so I have created in Family Tree Maker a new file called Holl DNA Search. So I have transferred the direct information, the direct ancestry and so on into this file, and I have used the color coding again. This is inbuilt into Family Tree Maker. Color coding is up here. So I have all ancestors and ancestors' descendants color coded so that I can see what branch an individual person is and where they fall in the tree, and I'll be able to see if somebody intersects with another family line. So Bert is my base person. If I type in post, whoopsie, sorry Ori, post, and I go down to Sylvia. Now, let me go to a different screen. Here we go. Oh, this is my little dog Ori. He hangs out on my desk sometimes, gets in my way, and is adorable. So what I have for Sylvia, if I go back to her tree over here, she has got things as private. Let me make it a bit bigger. Sylvia. I have worked backwards and done my genealogy thing to figure out. To figure out who she's related to. Now, for Sylvia, I have marked her as pink because there we go, current person is pink, because she is my base person that I'm trying to match up with. I have also marked all of her ancestors, and the descendants are all going to be purple. So I know that whenever I'm looking at the index on the left-hand side, that the colour codes, they come up here. So everybody with a dot is a direct relative on whichever branch I happen to be on. So using Sylvia's published public tree, she indicated that her grandfather was Heinrich Post and her grandmother Hermina Salomons. So you can see that I have put them in the appropriate places. Now obviously a son of Hendrik Post will also be named Post. I don't know what his name is. When I don't know a person's first or last name, I type 5 underlines. That shows the position of the name that I'm missing, and just that the last name is the last name. Sometimes you'll only have like a woman's first name, and so I will have her last name as 5 underlines. And in the long run, that looks like this up here. And I even have one person, the husband of Jeanette van Wettering, where I don't know his name at all. So his name is 2 sets of underlines. Okay. So I have essentially... hold on a minute. My dog is playing. Ori! Anna! Shh! Keep it down over there. I have copied these. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. Sorry, I shouldn't say that I've copied them. I've used the grandparents' names, and I did my own genealogy of it. I do use the person's original tree as a guide, because at least for the first couple of generations, because often they will know more about their own family history than I will. But the person that is doing it might also be a novice, and I honestly don't trust anybody else's research unless it is sourced. So I have gone through and I have worked on all of the branches of Sylvia's tree. The reason that I have done all of them is because all of them are Dutch branches. So I have done my family tree of Sylvia typically up to the 1700s. I'm going to switch back to this. Let me show you on a fan chart how much I've done and where I'm at. Okay, so this is Sylvia down the bottom. Her father, her mother, and so I've gone grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, and great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. I have done most of it. There's a couple of branches that I've stopped on or not been able to find the next step backwards. But I am on this last branch now, and I still haven't actually found a link back to Bert's tree. I'm hoping that perhaps, actually that is good news for me, because it means I it's unlikely that I've found one of his known family lines. This Sylvia is most likely related to the unknown family line. Okay, let's get back to our people. So at this point, I am just going to continue working from where I've left off. And I try streaming, perhaps. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Please subscribe. And thank you for watching.